I'm Kelly, and we are going to do a short chair yoga practice together that has great benefits whether you are a person living with a cancer diagnosis, if you consider yourself a survivor or thriver, or whether you are in a caregiver role. So I would like to first start with talking about how we are seated in the chair. You want to make sure that you are in a chair that has 4 legs, no wheels, so that you have stability. Next, you want to make sure that you scoot forward far enough on the chair that you feel secure that you will not fall off, but so that your feet are flat on the floor, hip width apart. So go ahead, test that position, just pump your toes up and then ankles up, just pumping the legs back and forth to really feel yourself grounded. So next you want to make sure that your knees are at a 90 degree. Your back is tall, and it's okay if you have your hands on your lap right now. But your back is tall, and you can do that by imagining there's a string on the top of your head, pulling the crown of your head towards the ceiling. So you can feel those shoulder blades down and together. So we're going to begin with some stretching. To start, I just want you to lower your ear to your shoulder. It doesn't matter which side. If you'd like to be mirroring me, go ahead and lower your ear to the left side to mirror mine to the right. Inhale slowly up, exhale to the right side. Inhale slowly up again, exhale to your left. Inhale slowly up, exhale to your right. Inhale slowly up again. Perfect. This time we're going to roll our head. So just some slight head circles starting towards your right, leaning towards that shoulder, dipping the chin down, circling all the way back up, looking to the ceiling as you circle. Just do that 3 to 4 times on your own flow. Nice and slow, inhaling up, exhaling as your head comes down. And when you come to the top of your head again, where you're looking towards the ceiling, just pause for a moment and we're going to switch directions. So this time towards your left. Again, just nice slow circles. You might feel some little crackling from the crystals breaking up in your ears as you do this. Again, 3 to 4, nice and slow. And we'll pause at the top. All right, we're gonna stretch our legs, our hips, and our arms just a little bit. So to begin, I'd like you to take your left leg in front of you, heel on the floor, toes pointed towards the floor. And just on an inhale, bring your toes towards you. On an exhale, relax your foot. Now, if you want more of a stretch, you can grab a strap like this, you could grab a towel, something light, but just use it to aid that pull. So on an inhale, your toes come towards you. On an exhale, relax that foot. And you'll want to do this again 3 to 4 times. And we'll switch to the other side. If you want to use the strap, heel is on the floor, toes are up. Inhale in, hold for a count of 2 or 3. Exhale, release. I'm going to remove the strap. For those of you not using strap, just inhale in so you can feel a nice stretch in your calf. Exhale down. All right, we're going to stretch our thighs next. You can do this simply by crossing one leg over the other if that's enough for you, and you're going to fold forward. If you want more of a stretch, you can bring your ankle on top of your leg, not directly on the knee. We don't want to cause injuries. But I like to hold my back straight by having one hand on a knee, one hand on my foot. And I can feel the stretch already. But I'm gonna, on an inhale, nice and tall, exhale, fold forward, and you don't have to go very far, just enough that you can feel the stretch along your glute and thigh. So we'll inhale up. Now I want you to slide your opposite hand to your knee. If you need to, hold the back of your chair, and we're going to do a twist. As you twist, you want to look over your shoulder behind you. I'm turning my head just so you can hear me, but you want to look at the wall behind you, probably for a count of 3 to 5. On an exhale, release. Come back to center, lower that leg, and we'll do the other side. Twists are great if you are having abdominal issues. If you have constipation dealing with your treatment, it helps loosen things up. Now, however, if you are having any sort of diarrhea, I would avoid the twist for now. But again, it's as simple as you can cross your leg, you can bring it up, which is what I'm going to do. Inhale, back is always nice and tall. Exhale, I'm gonna fold forward. And my left leg is always a little bit tighter, so you'll notice I'm not leaning forward quite as much. Inhale up. Again, opposite hand on that opposite knee. Other hand comes back. Look over your shoulder towards the back of the wall. Again, I'm looking forward so that you can hear me. And on an exhale, go ahead and relax. Good, we're gonna do just a couple of arm stretches. One of my favorites is using cat-cow to stretch my arms. So we're gonna inhale our arms up, clasp them together. Exhale, bend that back, and really push your hands forward. Feel a stretch through those shoulders. Now on an inhale, I'm gonna bring my arms forward, arms towards me. My hands are in light fists. My shoulders and shoulder blades are down and together, so you can feel stretch through your chest and down along those shoulder blades. So again, exhale out, reaching forward. If that was too much to clasp, you can just have your hands out. On an inhale, bring it back. Back is nice and tall. My shoulder blades are down and together. Now, if that's a little too much, here's another alternative. You can also, on your exhale, keep your hands on your legs, but exhale, hands towards your knees. Bend that back into your cat. And on an inhale, keep those hands on your knees, just bringing them up to the outer part of your leg and your hip. You should still get the nice chest stretch by doing it that way. All right, now that we're a little bit warmed up, we're going to do some balance poses and then a sun salutation. So we are going to do tree pose. What this looks like on a chair is I am going to start with my left foot, your left foot, my right foot on the floor. And what you can do is just tilt your toes forward, heel up and off the ground, if that works for you. And bring your hands together. This is one option. So let's keep our hands at what we call heart center. So my elbows are parallel to the floor. If that is a little too light of a balance position for you, you can experiment by inhaling up, arms come towards the ceiling, but that heel is still on the floor. If that's still a little too easy, you can close your eyes and see how that feels. I'm going to show you one more modification. My hands are still up, but this time I'm going to lift my foot up on to my shin. You'll feel a difference. I can feel myself wobbling even though I'm sitting. At any time that is too much, you can lower your hands to heart center, or you can put that foot back on the floor with it tilted up. So whichever option you like best, we're going to do that on the opposite side. I'm going to start by showing it in a modified position with my heel up, toes on the floor, back is nice and tall, hands at heart center. Once that feels okay, I'm going to inhale my arms up and look towards the ceiling. That still feels okay to me, so I'm going to just put my ankle across my shin. And as you're resetting, you always want to exhale as you come back into that tall seated position. Perfect. All right, I'm going to show you just one warrior pose and then we'll get to our sun salutation. So what I'd like you to do is scoot to your left on the chair. So you have one butt cheek off that chair, one of your glutes is off, one is securely, firmly on. You can also hold on. And what we're going to do is that front leg stays at my 90 degrees, but my back leg is going to come behind me. So my toes are firmly on the floor. I'm going to move to the side so you can see that. but you want it straight behind you. Now, if that's too much of a stretch, just bring that back foot forward. It can be up this close. We're gonna bring our hands to our heart center, so you can feel yourself balancing off the chair. If you want, again, you can slide that foot back, depends on how much room you have behind you. And if you'd like, go ahead and inhale, arms up. Your hands are pointing at each other, palms facing each other. We're just gonna look up. So you should be able to feel this throughout your legs, into your abs, and in your arms. Again, if this is too much, bring your hands to heart center. You can still look up to get that neck stretch. Or if your legs are getting tired, just scoot that back leg forward a little bit. But my front leg is always at that nice 90-degree angle. So as usual, on my exhale, I'll reset myself. And this time I'm gonna scoot to the other side of the chair so we can do the other side. Yoga is a balance. So you wanna make sure that you're always doing both sides of the body for the same amount of time. So again, let's set ourselves by, this should be your left leg on the chair now. Your right leg is off, don't worry about that right now, but my left leg is at that 90-degree angle. For security, I can hold on to the chair. Back is straight, decide what you want to do with that right leg behind you. Toes are on the floor, so your heel is in the air, but it can be a soft stretch, or you can stretch all the way back where you're almost standing off to the side of the chair. When you found your footing, go ahead and inhale, hands to heart center. And we'll go ahead and inhale up if that is comfortable for you. If not, hands can always stay at heart center, but head is looking up. If your arms are extended, palms are facing each other. And on that exhale, my hands are gonna come together and I will reset myself. Now we're going to do a sun salutation, and we probably only have time to do this once through. But let's get ourselves back in a seated mountain. We're at Tadasana. So legs are hip width apart, feet are flat on the floor, 90-degree angle with the knees. My back is nice and tall. I'm going to start this time with my hands at heart center. On an inhale, I'm going to inhale my arms up. And if that's too much of a stretch, you can do field goal arms where your arms aren't quite as high. Do what your body tells you is right for you. And we're going to rotate our palms and start to swan dive forward. So as I come forward, my palms are facing the floor now. Go ahead, let your hands just hang. You can let your head just dangle. I want to make sure you hear me, so I'm looking up. Please don't do that though. It's not great on your neck. On an inhale, we're gonna bring our hands, trace them along your legs all the way up to your hips. Now we're gonna exhale, arms out, back into that cat position. My back is arched. I'm gonna inhale, bring my elbows back. My elbows are parallel with the floor. My forearms are parallel with the floor. My shoulder blades are down and together. On an inhale now, my palms are going to come together. I'm going to inhale back up. This time, I'm going to go into a star pose where my hands are out to the side. Again, use those field goal with the arms if that's more comfortable. Just keep that angle. My feet can be flat on the floor. This is a goddess pose. Or if I want more of a stretch in the legs, keeping yourself securely on the floor, your heels can point out, and you can see that nice star pose. So my heels are on the floor, my arms are out, I'm looking up. Modified, my elbows are down parallel to the floor, my knees are bent, but you can still see the angle where I'm showing as I'm open up. All right, we are going to slowly bring that to a fold. So I'm going to start with my arms up. So again, rotating your hands because our palms are going to come down. My feet come back to hip width apart. I'm going to fold one more time. On an inhale, my hands trace up my legs. My hands come back to heart center. So a lot of that flow is really helpful for lymphatic drainage because it really opens up the body. It has the movement. I'm using gravity with me, but I'm also doing some balance with that star pose, which is great for if you have some feelings of light neuropathy in your feet. If you're paying attention to the breathing, yoga can also help if you've been having breathing issues due to your treatment. It really opens up the flow of oxygen. So in general, we want to inhale nice and tall, exhale to settle ourselves, and we're going to do that sun salutation one more time, but a little bit more quickly with fewer interruptions in my instructions. So hands start at heart center, inhale up, and we're going to start that swan dive. Palms are facing the floor. I'm going to let myself rest for a beat. On an inhale, my hands trace myself up. Exhale, I'm going to arch my back, reach forward. Inhale, arms come in. Exhale, hold. Inhale, arms start to come up. Legs open, arms open. Again, you can bend for a modification. On an exhale, we're going to swan dive forward once more. Inhale up to our seated position. Good. Now that might have been plenty if you're new to yoga, but we're just going to do a few cool down stretches. So what I'd like you to start with is take one hand, reach it to the opposite knee. Hand comes behind you. We're just going to do a light twist. Again, this is great if you are having stomach issues, but if you're having diarrhea, please skip this pose with the twist. Always take some breaths, nice deep inhales and exhales in the pose. Exhale, come back to center. We'll do the other side. So opposite hand, opposite knee. I'm going to use the chair to help me twist. And exhale forward. I'm just gonna bring, as I inhale, one arm's gonna come up and I'm gonna pull across the shoulder. Again, if this is too much, bend at the elbow. Good. Nice and tall still. Exhale, release. On an inhale, other arm comes up, stretching across the body. Great. Exhale, release. Now I'm going to have my hands at my side. I'm going to inhale. Slowly, one hand comes up, palms are facing the floor at about shoulder height. It pivots, so my palm is facing the ceiling. And I'm going to just pull gently my ear towards the floor. That opposite arm, your right arm, can just dangle. You can pull it towards the floor for an even deeper stretch in your neck, or you can hold on the chair to help you make sure that you're sitting nice and tall. Good. On an inhale, my arm comes up again. As I exhale down, my palm is facing the floor again. So we'll do that on the other side. Inhale up, so palm is facing the floor until about shoulder height. Then I switch. Again, just gentle pull on the head, pulling my ear towards the floor. My hand can just rest. If you want more of a stretch, reach towards the floor or hold on to your chair. Good. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Palm is facing facing up. As I get to shoulder height, palm faces down. Great. Now we're just going to sit nice and tall and go ahead and circle those knees a little bit. Get some blood flowing again. Switch directions. Start with your hands on your hip. And we're going to lean towards one side, circle forward, and really stretch those hips. This you want to do 3 to 5 times. I'm going to stop after 2, just for instruction. Inhale to the top, exhale, go towards the other side. Great. Inhale back to top. And we always end our practice by bringing our hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining this practice. Namaste.